always love those days where I work late and get to sleep in. Sort of like tonight's gonna be, considering the hour I'm recording this at. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Voices of the Void. Never mind, it seems our restfulness is being interrupted by a nightmare. And we have a desk companion? What is this, a cactus with a couple of googly eyes on it or something? Oh my. Now would actually be a great time to do some Dream Warrior stuff and see if we can take something from the real world out of the dream world. Oh, actually there's a bunch of things. Some drives. Imagine the signals you could hear from drives taken from a dream. Oh my. Oh no, the walls are closing in. Okay, wait, get out. Wait, try and get underneath. Hopefully we can't get crushed under the desk. I think I've had this dream before, actually. Let's just stay in here, camping with our safety light. We're getting an info with nothing. Huh, look at that. We actually just fell into the space between the bed and the dresser. That's hilarious. Well, at least we got to keep our sleep. I think sometimes if you fail a dream, you can actually lose sleep instead of gaining it. But what the heck, we could use a little bit more. Ooh, or actually maybe not. It's actually already 2 p.m. We've got to start our day. Now, if I remember rightly, last time we went out late, fixed a bunch of servers that were down, and collected a bunch of hash codes, but I think we still need one more. Right, we still need Romeo. Oh yeah, and I've just remembered, we've left this place kind of a sty. Well look, we got a bunch of points last time, maybe we should use the rest to do some more spring cleaning. I think it would be pretty cool to get like most if not all of this done in this part. How's the post going, Melvin? I know I don't pay much attention to you, but I'm still always eager to blame you when something goes wrong. That's what you're there for. Anything going on out there? Yes, but more importantly, anything going on the cameras? Are our friends still in that valley? They are. And it looks like their little picnic is still there as well. We actually made first contact last time. I mean, this is definitive proof of alien life, right? We don't have anything that can just hover like that, noiselessly, and we did see it on whatever our detectors got as well. I always talk about how creepy and comfy the nights are in this game, and they certainly are. But I do think some attention deserves to go to the daylight work. I mean, just kind of sitting in here, getting to stare out at the landscape without having to deal with the bugs on your face. It's kind of like camping being in here. Camping on the job, which is basically like being a Firewatch lookout. Hey, are you actually gonna bring that up? Yep, okay. Thank you very much. We pretty much got most of the quality of life upgrades we want, which means we can really start focusing on buying things now. We've got our crowbar, we've got our hook, which is honestly the biggest thing right there. We're gonna order a whole bunch of garbage bag rolls to help us clean our base, and this is critically important, a packet of shrimp. Very, very important for reasons you'll see very shortly. A pack of large shrimps, the greatest delicacy in the universe. That's a hint, folks. That is the closest thing we're going to be receiving to a hint in this game. You know, I've actually just realized we should probably climb each of these towers. Like, look, the developer of this game hides things absolutely everywhere. There are so many Easter eggs that they are able to saturate the map in them, and yet so many of them are so hard to find. It would be criminal not to check in the most obvious of new places. Oh, that poor drive. Alright, we can leave the garbage bags for now. That is crazy volume. I think one of you said that it's bugged at the moment. And we will head towards our friends. And they're off in the direction of Romeo anyway, so we might as well pay a visit, right? There they are, still here. I may have interrupted their party, heard them scampering away, but I guess that didn't deter them. Unless, of course, they're here to stay. Now look, I really can't resist taking one of these little model ships. I just love them so much. And besides, we've got to have some kind of proof, right? But I didn't want to do it without leaving some sort of a peace offering. And, well, they left a bunch of shrimp scattered around. There's actually still some here, but it seems like they finished most of it. What if I leave them this? Just something to show that it's a transaction and not just me taking things, you know? That I'm not just a thief. And by the way, for those who are starting with this season, I'm not joking about this. They actually have a reputation system which affects how things proceed. So we're gonna really need to play our cards right if we want this to be a good first contact. I've just thought of something. That you guys told me about last season. Hang on, wait. Oh my god, this is so stupid. I want to do it, but this is so stupid. A pack of shrimp, there's no way it's gonna cover it. Come on. Ah, no. I was thinking, if this works... Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be moving at all. Must have some kind of stabilizers in place. Alright, that's smart. And honestly, probably as good for me as it is for them. But there is a lot we need to do with these hooks. I mean, seriously, it has opened up a ton of things to us now that we can climb things vertically. Wow, this is all in real need of calibration. So that can get done, could explain some of our speeds. And now we're done for today. We can just go back, send out the signals, and we're good. Oh my god, I keep getting jump scared by the, well, actually really far shadows being cast by those things. You know, come to think about it, those shadows are actually a pretty good allegory for our work here, aren't they? I mean, that's all we are, is trying to interpret shadows of things happening all the way across the galaxy and beyond. We really, like, we obviously apply our own interpretations to the things we're hearing, but that's just a way of putting that information into a way we can perceive. The signals that we receive could mean any number of things or nothing, and it's all in what we think we see in the shadows that determines how we feel about what's going on here. Well, until it lands right on your doorstep, then it becomes a lot more physical. Some could make an educated guess, but that's all they could make, and, well, as for us, we're beyond even doing that. Well, there's our sign that we should be checking these things out. We already climbed to the top of that one on pretty much day one. Let's see what's in store. God, climbing up here in the dark is going to be something else, isn't it? Also, I'm pretty sure that's a shadow of my hair being cast up there. I think I remember reading that Dr. Kell has actually received an updated model in this update. Or maybe it's one of the hotfixes, I don't know. There's been so many being pumped out for this version that I honestly don't know where we currently stand on these things. I'd forgotten that these ladders are horrifying. We even crouch down when we climb up. I'm actually really, really grateful for that. Ugh. You know, it's now when there's so little else to catch my attention that the whooshing of the blades going past is acutely catching my attention. Actually, I really gotta be mindful to not make the same mistake I usually do and let it get too late without sending out the signals. Considering the job done before it's done is really dangerous, so let's get back there, and we'll save the next couple of windmills for tomorrow. God, I call this thing the mountain goat, but I always forget just how true that actually is. Like, look at this. As long as you don't try to steer too much, you can literally drive on an almost 90-degree surface. It's incredible. I really hope this thing never ever gets nerfed. The box is going out. This is going in. Me. And we are starting to clean this place up. Oh man, there's just so much that needs to be done. Oh, the Geiger counter. What was that doing? And oh, right, I was using it to hold the door open. All right, yeah, we cannot continue to live like this. After getting used to having cleaned this place up in Season 2, I just can't live in such squalor. So very soon we're going to be ordering the box. I'm trying to prioritize how we take out this trash, and it's starting to be difficult. Like, after all these garbage bags, like 10 or 12 of the things, you really start to forget after a while just how many piles of the stuff there are. Removing it is rewarding, but expensive in the moment. Oh, right, I'd forgotten the triangular object. Some strange triangular model of those flying things. Probably a toy. Well, tell you what, let's just keep it on our desk as a creepy and comfy reminder of our new friendship and, you know, as something to shakily hold up when the aliens inevitably come back for it. Oh my, look at that. We've already got 2 new servers down. So that's going to be Foxtrot, November, and Oscar. That is... they're all starting to go down now. But we've got some money back. Okay. But your responses are growing generic. In the meantime, what we want to buy most of all is probably... we can't really buy much of anything right now. We need an item box, obviously, to send out this garbage. Things do get substantially easier once you take care of your basic needs, but then all the items to progress further tend to be the much more expensive ones. The bright side is that things are looking a little better every time you look around your base. I could really use some coffee right about now. When you first showed up, you said I disgust you, and I'm really starting to see why. This place doesn't look any better than when it started, when we leave all our stuff piled up in bags instead of on the floor, but to be honest, part of me is really excited to see just how many this is going to be. I already have 30 in my inventory, by the way. Oh god. The fact that these things have actual volume means that our storage isn't effectively infinite on them anymore. Alright, well, that's just gonna have to be alright. It should still be able to hold it all. And if not, we'll just sell the rest later, but good lord. It's just so much. And we're not even done yet. I'm not even probably gonna do the basement at this rate. And I've still got some stuff for the front room. I'd completely forgotten about the sealed dark room at the top of the elevator. Yeah, don't dirty your pretty little hands for me, Melvin. And here's the storm, so that even the offloading of trash can be creepy and comfy. See, I make work into an adventure, Melvin. You just sit around and complain. That is the 106th garbage bag or something like that. The number was cut off, but it's up there. It's real up there. Oh, great, and here's the midnight drone. We're gonna have to bother it again directly after this, but you know what, that's alright. Let me just, oh god, I'm gonna get bonked. I'm gonna get bonked. I wanted to rescue the drives, but I didn't want to risk it. And you waited a long time just to embarrass me. Whatever. So the good thing about drives is you really don't have to buy any for a long time in this. Let's just fuel up the ATV with what's left. We're gonna need to buy more fuel soon, actually. Scrap that for later. And I guess we're back in sleepover mode then. It certainly looks a lot better than before, I'll give it that. Oh, right, I had forgotten that I had placed you back here. Forgotten all about you. And nothing bad ever happens with forgotten inanimate objects in horror media, so let's not worry about that too much. You are gonna need a new home. I'm thinking I might, at some stage, even just buy another small TV and put you in the break room with Frenchie. This thing is taking absolutely forever, and it's because those towers are down. I'm thinking I might actually just... Tell you what, Foxtrot is actually one of our reports. If I'm feeling like doing something a little dumb, maybe we go for a walk? Of course, we don't want to go it alone. Actually, no, let's leave this here and bring the lantern, shall we? Because look, it is raining, it is dark and stormy. And it's been a while since we've used the lantern, hasn't it? Okay, so Foxtrot is basically right next to us. I'm trying to save fuel where I can, because I'm not putting any more into this thing. Let's go for a little walk. Let's just make sure the ATV bay is nice and locked while we're at it. Goodbye, drone. If only I had something like you to guide my way. My North Star. In the meantime, we can probably save fuel by staying on the path, right? Oh god, this is so much worse than when we first arrived. I don't know if the weather is truly random in this, or if it's on some kind of set schedule. But imagine getting the opening walk to the base in the dark. That would be something. Actually, that's gotta be it right up that hill, right? Gotta be. This lantern actually isn't helping much. It's making it so that I can see the ground around me, stopping me from tripping. But if anything, holding this light source so close to my face only makes it so that my eyes adjust to it, and actually makes the dark around me seem even darker. But hey, I've made it in life, right? I'm the crusty old caretaker walking out into the storm to see what the disturbance is. You know, sometimes I hope there's people who sneak into this park. I mean, I probably create a million ghost stories myself by wandering, right? Okay, I can set you down on the floor. If I were a real camper, I would do the whole thing like this, but it's actually not using the fuel that quickly. Let's have atmosphere. And now that'll be an SB hash. And that's our code for the day. Oh, we gotta make sure to not fall into the noob mistake and drop the paper right on top of the console, because it will clip into the keyboard and be gone forever. Very annoying. Alright, we are ready to go. This is why this game is so cool. It gives you the opportunity to make your own little stories like this, you know? When there's this much complexity and this much freedom, a lot of the game does come down to matters of player expression. Like, this wouldn't traditionally be considered a sandbox game per se, but a job with freedom and limits is essentially the same thing in the end. And things are certainly a bit calmer now that the rush of the rain is dimmed. Even a bit brighter now that I can see through the fog. Still doesn't mean I want to spend a whole lot of time out here. Alright, I'm back. I think it makes sense utility-wise to leave the lantern right there. And that used a good bit of fuel, but not so much for the length of time that it was on. Now, back to work. You're still downloading. Alright, let's get some TV. It should be fine until we reload a save and then the physics load in. We got 212 points for that package we sent out. That is a lot of garbage. And you know what it enables us to do? This is dumb, but it's probably better as an early investment. I think the earlier we do this, the more we're going to get out of it. I want to buy ourselves the frame, and that most important of all God's creations, let's just search for it, a GPU. We can only get one at a time, alright. Worst part is, we didn't even get our good boy points for yesterday because we only sent out the required number of signals. So today, I think I'm going to want to get, like, at least 4. I really want to get that plus 500. Some of you said that the reason I didn't get plus 500 for the first week was because there's a bug where, because there's no job on the first day, it counts that as us missing a job. But our new thing is here, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. The heck was that? Every once in a while, you get something where you're like a kid waiting for their Amazon order to arrive. And this is surely one of those times. Oop! Oh! Howdy, you! Alright, come on. Oh, right. As with anything with a cord, you're gonna find yourself constantly stuck on things, huh? Oh yeah, you're a huge pain to move. Let's go, let's just find you an outlet somewhere. Alright, Melvin, I'm giving you a new job responsibility, and that's overseeing the crypto mining rig. Right now it's not doing anything, but if we start stacking this thing up with GPUs, it will basically passively mine cryptocurrency, which allows us to essentially get free money over time. Well, not free money, there's always the initial investment, but I'm sure whatever we're mining will hold its value forever. In the meantime, let's put out our order. Meantime, I suppose now would be a good time for a late night snack, right? Nom 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 nom. Bread. Actually, the baguette proved to be a pretty good source of food, right? I mean, it healed basically a bar and a half on only one thing, 40 credits. It should be here. There we go. Just leave it with the contacts facing down on the concrete. It's totally fine. There's our graphics card, but we are not here for epic gaming. No, we are here for business opportunities. So we got to take a metal scrap, this is why I've been saving this entire time, and use it on here. That'll create a rack, and then we go like that, and there. And now it is at its lowest efficiency, slowly mining currency, and that'll just slowly rise up over time, and we can claim it whenever. Now obviously, the more GPUs we add, which is going to be another 200 credits each time, the faster this will grow. And eventually it starts becoming basically a whole secondary source of income. But that's going to be an ongoing project throughout this entire game. Now, you are still not done. Unbelievable. November, Oscar, and Whiskey are all down. which is pretty much the most annoying pattern possible. On top of that, we've also got to get Sierra and Papa. So I'm thinking we pretty much go in a circle around the map. Tell you what though, going out near Tango is pretty much the one corner we haven't really explored. Meanwhile, as we do need some more signals for good boy points, here is where we're gonna dip into our old well. So if we go into here, we can look at the database, scroll all the way back down, and you remember those first signals that we retrieved in the beginning, the ones that we saved at level 0? We can move that back up to here. It'll go into here as a yellow level 0, but once this is done, we can pop it in there and process it all the way up to level 3. And that will count as a new signal that we get new credits for. As it is going to be a long one though. I think we need a little bit more of that coffee, believe me. I've been using it sparingly, but especially once you have more money, you become utterly dependent on the stuff. How are you doing? You've already made your first credit after a 400 credit investment. Believe me, this stuff starts really raking it in after a while. Hello. Oh, they seem to have finally gone. I didn't check the cameras before we left. And it would seem that they've left nothing behind at all. Wait, is my camera... Yeah, my camera's still over here. If only these things recorded, we'd be able to have seen those things in motion. I would love to see the vulgar hand signals they might have made in front of this thing. I mean, they have to know I was watching, right? Actually, it's quite telling that we never saw any beings themselves, even though we surveilled it for several days. But it seems like we ended up at Sierra first. Oh god, I hope it has nothing to do with me taking the model ship and attempting Grand Theft Auto, but that's different. I didn't succeed. They don't know that I tried to do that. Do they? You heard that crunching noise, right? I really hope that was just the server. Now I'm gonna be paranoid. I mean, this might be a grave wrong in their eyes. I did this assuming that it wouldn't be a huge deal. Alright, that's the hash code from Papa. Oscar is down too, and not responding to an SD cal wall, so we're gonna have to head lakeside too. And yeah, this is one of those days that just kind of seems to send you globetrotting all over. And, you know, of course, while we're in the neighborhood, we're also going to want to be hitting as many of these things as possible. Actually, now that we've got the hook, it might be interesting to take a look at what's on the roof of such a place. I mean, I cannot stop thinking about this place. In fact, I noticed in editing, the sink appears to be full of droplets of blood. Although, I imagine a toilet like this has seen a fair share of blood. I'm sorry, that was really gross. Hang on, there is something here. Oh, I've accidentally hooked the hook. Some kind of symbol? I mean, that's the kind of thing you'd expect to see depicted in stained glass. Are those supposed to be rays coming off, like a sun or a star? Well, other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything up here except for some garbage, which, what else is new? Yep, was aiming for the porta potty. Let's get you done, and is there any gas still here? I'll take what I can get. We're actually at the stage where we're getting really low. A better investment for that 400 points might have been the ATV solar power, which is probably gonna be the next big thing. I think it would be a real bad idea to worry too much about GPU mining, because everything I make is gonna end up going back into gas if I'm not powered by the sun. Oh, wait, there is a 100 fuel container here, if I don't accidentally blow us up. So we'll just kind of like leave that out for whens we need it. There we go, front room should help. Actually, now that we've more or less cleaned our base, I think repurposing this one is going to be the first of the bunch. You guys have been telling me for the longest time that there is something important to do with these logs, and they certainly seem like it. There's 2 of these like this on the map. Well, look, it's my favorite old bone cabin. Sometimes I forget the fact that that thing is right out here, and actually, some of the things we found there would seem to correspond with the panicked writings in that transformer, wouldn't they? One of the best things about this update, I think, is that we've really, more than any before it, come to learn about the other people who have held our position, and found that it's not an enviable position to hold, really. Still, you've got to admit, it would be a lot of fun to share this job with a few like-minded friends, right? People who like to be alone together. Imagine coming out here to fix this server on a cloudy day. You feel a little bit lonely, so you take out your radio and talk to your buddy who's over at HQ. I don't know, it's... to me, this is the life. It's like, so long as nobody's getting hurt, which... a vast majority of the time isn't happening here, it would be a lot of fun, right? Being able to validate the creepy experiences of each other, being able to swap stories and theories. I mean, that's what Creepy and Comfy is all about. It's a sense of safety while being in danger, which I think comes from not really feeling like you're in danger, but still being set on edge. I guess a sense of unspecific fear, you know? Like, when you see a scary face in a Screamer video, you don't actually think that that thing is going to come get you. It's not like a death threat where the threat is very specific. It's more of a general awareness that you really wouldn't like to see that. But the fears are mostly self-inflicted, and in a way, it's an enjoyable type of fear. That's what I've always been all about. And that's what I think this game gets across really, really well. It gives you just enough to picture in your head what's out there. It's the echoing sounds of footsteps scampering away from you in the night when you find what they've left behind. Yep. God, I love the traction on this thing. What? Oh, that's the bent over sign. Yeah, I think that's up by the goat statue, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, no. You guys were telling me to do something. Hang on. Hang on. I'll get to it after I fix this. Yeah, I think it's that outcrop over there. Mountain goat, do not fail me now. God, I love this thing so much. This game would be substantially harder. You could do a challenge run where you don't use the ATV at all. Or maybe you refuse to use it until you have the solar power and then only use solar power. But I believe some of you guys were telling me to come investigate some rock formation. Ow! 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 Am I actually dead? Alright, well, if we're gonna be back here by Whiskey with some time to spare, it's already fixed. We may as well have a look at that log over there. I'm wondering at this point if I should just turn off player fall damage, because at this point, I've probably died more times in this than I did in the entire previous series, not counting, like, intentional screwing around. Come on. There is something here! There is! And I think I know what's inside. Yep, it is 50 MREs. well, they're not the best eaten, but I'll certainly take them. Could help in a pinch. Only problem is, how am I getting it out of here? I'd be trapped myself if it weren't for the handy-dandy hook. Yep. Wow, you don't want to grab onto this. That's actually a huge issue. What if we hook up top there? Nope. Well, we can launch ourselves out like that. There we go. We got to do the superhero style. Yeah, getting that out of there is kind of a whole engineering operation, isn't it? I mean, I could see it being possible. There's a number of potential solutions. It's just annoying is all. Alright, let's see if the mountain goat can do a better job of this than my feet, shall we? Problem is that may not be possible. Maybe if we use the rocks themselves as an anchor, rather than hoping they'll catch us. Even then we slid. But I've always wondered what the secret of these things was, and... ooh, that actually does look like an object. Maybe we'd be better off trying to grab it with a hook from here, huh? This feels like some kind of video game adaptation of Tremors. Right, come on up. Is that a helmet? It is! Hang on. Alright, I don't want to equip you right now because we're already wearing our stylish tinfoil hat, but bike helmet protects the head from physics impacts. Is this a joke about what you have to go through to get it? Okay, well, let's bring it back. We might as well. Dip, 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 dip. I wonder what the actual limits of this thing are. Like, would that have saved me had I been wearing it when what just happened, or does it only protect me specifically from falls that launch me off the ATV? Because that is not an easy thing to do. It's only happened to me a handful of times in all my hours driving. Still, it's 1,000 credits we're not going to have to spend at any point, right? Given the threats we're facing, though, I'm honestly not sure if it would be better protection than the tinfoil hat. Remember earlier how I said each of the locations may be copy and paste, but they all have their own distinct personality? It's not just the disrepair you find them in, it's sometimes the way you approach and how they look. Oh, that was very close to going down. Like, for instance, this one, you ride up to it from the bottom of the hill, and it's just got that one light on. In a rainstorm, it's quite atmospheric. It's like the cozy old cabin that beckons you in. A weary traveler who has no idea the horrors that are about to unfold. You're online? Good. I just always want to make sure. Oh, hey, physics happened and everything fell over, although you're still here. You are doing your thing, although you're offset by the storm. You are finished. Which means, hey, we can listen to our first signal at level 3. Everybody give it up for Mars! Alright, but seriously, while this is taking its sweet time, we can still, we have a whole stock of level 0s that we can still throw into the mix. And you know what? We could also send these same level 0s out as like level 1 and level 2, and that will also count towards our points. So you can really game the system in that way. That's why I still save things as level 0, even though we have the ability to process them up. But hey, another Mars. But it still counts. Actually, if we look in our equipment tab, oh, this is so overpowered. We can wear the bike helmet and the tinfoil hat at the same time, thus making us impervious to all types of psychic attack. Oh, and physical attack. Well, if a psychic decided to bludgeon you over the head, he'd have a real tough time. Alright, now how's this doing? 11 credits! Oh, we're moving up. Moving up in the world. Now, trust me, sooner or later that thing is going to turn a profit. Just trust me, bro. Dogecoin is going to take off. My brother actually made like a good amount of money. Basically funded his life for a year off of Dogecoin. Hey look, Kilo's already down. And uniform. And hotel. Oh my god. Alright, maybe we're at the point where it is more expedient to start investing in those upgrades. So let's have a look at these things. Transformer stability. Let's do more transformer stability, but put a whole lot into server stability, by which I mean all. Good god, this stuff has gotten so much more expensive. We're going to be making some foot trips out to Kilo and Hotel, but the rest is going to have to wait until later. We actually can't afford more gas right now, and we are dangerously low. So we're just going to have to start rationing. We could collect, but it'll feel cooler to collect when there's more, so, you know. And hey, going on a little woods journey as the sun dips below the horizon in these cursed woods. How bad can it be? Guys, I know I might be the first person to say this, but I think dumping all my money into the crypto basket might have been a tad hasty. Because it seems like we're hitting this rut where, even though we've got all these resources at our disposal and things should be starting to get easier, I've kind of put myself into a corner where the money is coming later, and all the things that I've been living off of for free are starting to come with their price tag now. So that's run me straight into the ground. And it's leaving me doing weird things like this, just kind of Bear Grylls-ing it between towers. But I have to say, I am sorta happy that it's unfolding this way, just because I'm seeing that there's like different ways to play the game, you know? Like, having to, out of necessity, walk to multiple towers is not something that would have happened to me in previous playthroughs. Well, maybe my earlier, like, pre-the-seasons playthroughs. Tell you what... Just how much does the helmet protect us from? Oh, this is such a dumb idea. Oh, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb! It did not protect us from all damage. It certainly did not. Okay, so it is not a do whatever you want free card. Noted. This was a good place to learn that. Let's have a look at this nook up here, shall we? He said, as if he didn't already know what's up here. Yep. Yep, dip, 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 dip. Oh, I guess I didn't already know what's up here. Hang on, that makes things a little weird for us. Okay, so normally there would be something up here which is associated with the Eerie Zone sign over by Sierra. There were two ways of doing that. It had to do with this and two ways of completing that. There was something here and another over by one of the Transformers. However, I don't think it's there either, or is it actually? Huh, that's something we'll have to check in the future. In the meantime, don't think I'd forgotten about this burger. Hey, we're gonna start having to live rough, cut some corners, unscrew some light bulbs, you know? You're done. Hey, let's listen to some more Mars while we're at it. Voices of the Void, greatest hits. Maybe it's just the detector that's the same, because that seemed different from the last one we listened to. Why does that feel like a thing we would do here? Just, you know, prank your superiors by sending them only Mars. You know what we could do potentially, since that recycle bin isn't really working out for us, is put the table right here and have the TV behind us? Because look, this is a big thing, right? I don't think it actually emits light, although it would be cool if it did. You know, I don't know if that's possible or not, but it would be very cool if it did. We could have that here as something to glance over our shoulder at. Just make it so that it's not just pitch blackness whenever we turn around. Speaking of... Alright, here's where the hook was meant to shine. Come on. Nope. There we go. Yep. Yep. Yo! Whoa! Oh, wow, this thing is tougher than I remember, huh? Yep! Yeah! You know, believe it or not, I actually knew that was gonna happen. I guess I better find the sponge. Oh, please tell me our drives are okay. Oh god, all our stuff got scattered to the wind. No. Oh, look, it's even wedged to the door. Let's get you out of there. Alright, you're done. I think we have enough time to listen to you. Thanks for the ambiance. Something real interesting is showing up on the detector. There is an upgrade we can get that shows what we find in higher resolution. But we don't need no fancy 4K display to see that something really weird is there. Let's send this out while we can. We need to go to bed, but the problem is that this particular frequency is so sensitive that it's causing it to drift by a lot this weather. And that's no good for us. We practically have to babysit this thing if we want to get anything done. Which means this is probably going to be a very sleepless, coffee-fueled night if we want to do this in any kind of timely fashion. But that should be a good step towards our good boy points. We sent out 2 additional signals, both level 3. Densest fog I have ever seen. And it's not quite as bad as it was even minutes ago. This has been an absolute nightmare of a record session. I just found out that OBS did not record any of the past, like, half hour or so. Thank God I caught it when I did. I reloaded at one point, so now it's showing the no signal above this, which is really annoying, but it will still be the same signal. Actually, a black hole. Well, at least we've got something to watch. Now, there was some weirdness going on, just a little bit that you missed. And that's that I was initially going to sleep this night away and found I couldn't. It woke me up. I looked around, checked the radar, tried to find anything that could be an event or some scariness or whatever. And there was nothing, and when I checked, I found that I could pause. I went back to bed, I slept a few more minutes, and it did it again. And I looked around, checked everywhere, checked everything, and found nothing. And now, again, nothing. I was able to sleep again moments later, but at that point I decided I would head out. I feel like something's screwing with me. Like, it's like the Telltale Heart, this little plastic figurine, which, by the way, where is it? I lost it after the explosion. There we go. I'll be honest, part of me was almost hoping that it was gone, because I just can't help but feel that sooner or later those things will be coming back for it. It was at one time the only thing I wanted, and now I feel like it's gonna be the object of my destruction. Okay. But of course, that's not what we're really here for. We want to know what's going on with this black hole. You said that some things we should listen to at level 0, so let's try it for special things. Look at us. Insignificant, all alone here in our roach-infested little hovel. Basically sent here to be forgotten about, and yet here we are. The one witness, the first witness, to that sound that came from a black hole. When you think of the title, Voices of the Void, I think this is what comes to mind. I've only just realized we actually watched the sunrise to that. I was transfixed the entire time. I actually got that signal last season, and I think some of you said that you could actually identify the song. It's an Earth song, of course. I mean, we recognize it as our music. But knowing where it came from, that structure, that has to be a structure, right? Around a black hole. But the way it distorts, just kind of bends into nothingness in the end. What do we make of that? We've got to remember that for as beautiful as that sounded, it opens up... Well, look at the sign. It opens up an avenue of terror when you think about all the endless implications of that, all the endless theories. But we may have nothing to go on. What we were hearing may be the destruction of whatever that was, something that may have happened a really long time ago. This game can be really quite silly at times, of course, and the player can make it more or less so. But things like this, it just... When you hear that, for like 5 minutes straight, you are subjected to so many conflicting emotions. And that's the kind of thing that I would love to see more of in this game, that there's already plenty of. It's why I'm glad that there's a silly option, and I hope that there will be more sorting in those categories done in the future. Because for as goofy as this gets, it gets a whole lot goofier if you enable it. 26. Overnight, we've generated 26 credits. I'm not doing any more investment until we've got that ATV solar power. You know, I just realized I did save the black hole frequency. We could just play it anytime we want. God, it's a beautiful song all its own. Imagine being the only one who gets to listen to it. A gift from the stars. That's gotta make our nights cozier than any TV, right? We've got something else strange already. This one's actually going to take really quite a long time to process, so maybe we'll put that one on hold for a while in favor of other things. But we're going to want to start getting these things ready. In the meantime, I have a side mission. Something was made very clear last night when I was trying to figure out what was going on and came up empty. We've got no surveillance, and we do have a free camera now. And we've got 2 more windmills to check. We never actually did get around to exploring them further yesterday. Alright. We've got to climb up there. And the plan is, we get up, find an appropriate spot, attach this camera. Easy peasy, right? Oh god, I am not looking forward to this. Look at that arrow! It just points downward. Like, yep, this way. Just there to taunt you as you fall, really. And Easter eggs up here? Does not appear so, or if there are, they're kind of tough to get at. Now, as tempting as it is to try and slam one on one of the blades, it probably wouldn't get us the best or most consistent view. Sticking it on the back may be the way to go. Yeah, this is the kind of thing you saved before. How are we going to do this? I don't like standing here. Okay, this might be the way to go. There we are. And activate. I cannot see the light to tell if you're on or not. But I guess that's something we'll just have to deal with. This has finished an object. A very triangular object. So let's save that and put it in. You are very soon to hit level 2. After that, we're going to put you on the back burner to make sure that we have enough, because we are actually getting pretty late. I thought we were going to have all day to do signals, but this big chungus, this huge 4.7 megabyte file, is just too powerful for our processors. Thank you for being on. Now, this is a very good view. Unfortunately, it's not perfect because it's going to be rotating throughout the day, but it's a nice wide field of view. Our next one is probably going to be on the radio tower itself. Actually, hang on. What have you just spotted there? Hang on, wait, it looks like you're concealing something in the trees down there. We've got time. Do we want to head out? Hang on. Stop that for now. And start processing you up. We don't want to be gone all day, though. Okay, there's the wall, the edge of the property, seen on the camera. Which means that this hill right here is where we spotted that thing. Huge white mass in amidst the trees. Looked like a big stone almost. But I suspect I wasn't supposed to be able to see it so clearly. Right there. Maybe? It's another one of these gravel piles. These things are starting to turn into something of an enigma. Because the first one we found made sense. It was next to a dig site. It was probably displaced material that they had to put here. These are a little bit more mysterious. We'll have to keep an eye on those. And I think maybe even... Because I think it may not have recorded this. I also found another one over by Transformer 1. So maybe we should be keeping an eye on these. Maybe come back after them when we've got the metal detector and a shovel. Alright, that object is now finished. A voice which it was able to partially translate to text. The hero has something sat. The dig. I obviously can't really read that. The one word hero being recognizable is making me think I can see things in everything else, and I'm not sure there is. Or, actually, knowing this community, they probably already figured out what it... Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, this is an event that has been in the game forever, and the last, like, 2 seasons, I never got it. Or maybe I did, I don't know. Get in there with the rest of them. Or actually, no. Okay, so you're differentiated from the others by the fact that you can only be grabbed, not anything else. So we're unfortunately going to have to separate you, because the others do have a purpose. What do I do with the rest of this skeleton? Alright, Darwin, here you go. I've reserved you a nice spot in the break room. Oops. You're bouncing up and down with excitement, Darwin. Oh, it's so good to have you here. I could really use a friend on this job. You don't have to do a thing, though. Just sit here and relax and keep me company. I also lost a segment of your spine in transit, so you might feel a little bit shorter for a while. At least until I can find it, probably under the couch 6 months from now. But next time, just don't scare me like that, okay? Now you... Hopefully we can get you done before this is all over. You're a pretty chunky one too, actually. But we do have enough. For peace of mind, I'm thinking it's probably best to just send this stuff out right now. There you go. And we'll worry about the other signals tomorrow, because they're going to take a while to process to level 3, and I'd rather do this the right way. I mean, that's going to be our whole job right there. It's just going to be a matter of getting extra to stack on top of it. Which is just as well. We've still got a few more days to collect our good boy points. We have actually received our points for the day. And that's really useful to us, because now we can buy that one upgrade which we really desperately need. That's strange. There's a blank email from Dr. Ken. Is that a bug, or is it something we should be more worried about? We're getting the ATV solar power. It's gonna save us so much headache. This is the earliest I've ever gotten it, I think. Now here's the problem with ATV solar power, is that it's the middle of the night, so we're not gonna start reaping any benefits of that until tomorrow. But if we have a look at our cameras, what do you see in night vision? Answer, not a whole ton. But that which stands out could potentially be very important. Looks like the towers stand out, and the rock in the hillside, which is more than we had before. And a weird little glimmer right there. Do you see that? That could just be like a weird aliasing bug, but there's like a little flashing light down in the valley. Actually, that looks like it may even be in the direction of the cave. It's hard to tell which way I'm looking exactly. We'll have to keep an eye out for a similar feature. I'm not seeing that anywhere else. It's true across zooms. Okay, wait, no, this does show us where we're looking. So there's Alpha down there. That means it's up and over the hill towards the back wall. Yeah, so I don't remember if I said this during the time the recording was stopped, but having you back there does not make me any less uncomfortable in the dark. If anything, it makes me worried about my eye catching on the TV, and then seconds later catching something else barely illuminated in the glow from the screen. By the way, glow from the screen, that could be an interesting feature, don't you think? Okay, the first time was something, but what is this, Solar American Idol? my god. Was that on the glass? Or was it on... Oh, no. Now's not the time to run out of battery. Nope, come on. That actually kind of sounded like maybe it came from the vents.
You need help?
Yeah.
She's there.
Oh. Come on. Nope. Ow. Well, there's our hook. We're gonna have to stack things to get up there, which is gonna be annoying. That kind of sounded like it came from the vent. Out of everything that's happened to us, I'm actually shaking a little bit from that. That was like... Oh my god. That was like something tapped right in front of us and then to the right over here. Alright, we're going straight to bed. I'm not doing anything until sunrise. Just forget it. No, sir. And sort of cheat a little bit and see if we can see anything from this view. I guess not. Although, there is something that some of you have asked me to do. I've done it a little bit, but it's always been off camera because it's been uneventful. And that's to check out the telescope from time to time. Yeah, and as you can see, we don't really see anything up there right now. But every once in a while, you can catch a glimpse of some celestial body, and even zoom in a little bit. Right now, however, it doesn't really look like there's much to see. Oh, there's something. Right over by what appears to be the moon. Ooh, could that be Jupiter? And I wonder what else we could potentially find in here, because that took some doing to actually locate. Oh, there's our moon. Listen to this dwarf planet. Only fitting that as things start to take this creepier turn, we're left bathed in red light once again. The radar is showing a lot of things. In fact, it's showing things just outside. Was there actually something? Was there actually something? Okay, the creepy comfy sleepovers are starting to just become creepy sleepovers. Oh god, I need to lock the garage. I opened it up so that the ATV could sit out in the sun and photosynthesize. Our GPU is starting to make money, so that's also good news, but it doesn't matter if I get eaten in the night. Hey, there's a data drive in the freezer. Keep that in mind, although it doesn't have anything on it, I'll certainly take it. I'm simply not going outside in the dark right now. I've done quite enough of that earlier, and now I'm just afraid of the fact that I ever did. It's doing it again. It's doing that thing where I'm just woken from my sleep. Why? I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit. What's happening to me? Or rather, what's waking me? What horrible feeling keeps rousing me from my slumber and making me think that some threat is imminent? I'm just gonna use this time to get some cleaning done. It's been far too long since I worried about these unsightly stains. If those invisible visitors really are coming for me, then I can't blame them, right? I really did take something, but I also left something. That's how transactions work, right? But I want to make matters absolutely clear on where I stand. This is a new UI for placing posters. Very useful. Huh, look at that. Look at the shape of what they've crossed into this poster. Maybe we're not the first contact. Now, of course, it's not just nerves forcing me to wait until daylight. I also wanted to see if we can see our new expense in action. And indeed, you can see that actually somewhat rapidly, the ATV is refueling itself. This is huge, because it means we will never have to purchase a drop of gas, although I will still probably get something, because it's smart to have it in reserve. And I remember what I was saying before. Again, I have no idea what actually recorded and what didn't, but there's a certain thing that used to be found here. I'm not sure if it still is. Oh, hello. The door to the porta potty is ripped off. It is here. Okay. Well, we'll just have to come back with a garbage bag and dispose of it, right? I mean, what else do you do with mysterious mounds of flesh? I've always wanted Meatwad's autograph. Look at this. In total, we have lost like 2 or 3 points, and it's going back up. That's pretty much keeping itself fueled as it waits for me to come back. That's an amazing upgrade. We've got our hash codes for the day, but I want to figure out just what it is our camera saw off in this direction. So we follow this up here. I mean, it looks similarly rocky, but of course from the bird's eye view we had, it's going to look a lot different. What was reflecting that 1 pixel? Oh. We're back here by the cave. Yeah, I was not able to locate what I was looking for there. We kind of came up and around. We're going to want to leave the ATV outside during the day from now on. We're going to want to leave the ATV outside during the day from now on. But I think it's about time we reward ourselves with a pizza party. Look at that. We've got a balance of 60. And this thing is already starting to be worthwhile. Oh, hey, look at that. Alright, let's get that processing. Yes. There's a whole lot of cosmic screeching out there, isn't there? Huh. That's 3 ready to go. Potentially 4 or 5 by the end of the day. That would be exceptionally good for our good boy points. I think I'm about due for that pizza. At this rate, I might eat it all right there in the landing bay. Melvin, you really didn't see anything last night? Oh, we've also got a whole bunch more garbage bags, but they are not for here. There's actually some very particular scrounging that I would like to do. We're finished. Do you see that? Oh, wait. It very much looks like there may be a picture within there, right? Like, I don't know, to me, it almost looked like it was maybe going to be an image of a face, like there's something just rounded there. Maybe you can even see it better when you move back. But I can't help but see those random dark streaks as like a pair of legs that gets obscured the farther up it goes. I'm starting to think maybe I can even see a further torso in the white. But maybe that's this entire game is blinking at random shapes in the sky. I want to start working on the Trash Kingdom. Look, we've got to start somewhere, right? There we go, that's 2 garbage bags. That's a bone. There's bones in the Trash Kingdom, bones. Maybe we can continue growing Darwin. Oh, but a task like this is a lot more difficult now that these garbage bags actually have volume, especially the garbage bag rolls. Oh yeah, that's a whole lot. I tell you what, we can take that spine section for Darwin. The ATV bay is just going to have to be the designated garbage pile, because I am not putting all that out here ever again. How are you recovering? Already 6 new credits, wow. Darwin, not only are you going to get to grow into a big, strong, healthy calcium skeleton, my mom was really right about the milk, we're going to make you better. Let's see, there were your leg segments. What do you say we grow them to double size like your arms, huh? Yaboop, and yaboop. Look at that, they actually stacked on top of each other. See, it means great things to come. Darwin, you've got knees again. Oh, and hey, wait, hang on, I just found your other spine segment. It was blended into the couch. Hang on, here you go. Yep. You know, it's kind of funny. In the previous season, I was committed to not seeming crazy so that my work wouldn't be invalidated. I think I'm not doing the same thing this season. But back to our evil lair, which, you know, I found another battery, so we are going to return the other light. We got a lot of money from that last job, and we're gonna get a lot more in a couple of days. But a couple of days from now feels like so far away when we went with very little excitement for so long, and now suddenly it's really starting to pile on. It's not just like we're finding weird signals, it's like ever since those things showed up, the skies themselves have kind of opened up to us. Those voices are trying to speak, and we're the only ones here to listen. Are we the right one? That's the question. Dr. Ken, oh, now you've got a tremendous amount to say. Disturbing find, but maybe it's nothing. We've listened to this recording in the early hours of the morning, and swore I heard something dreadful behind the noise. Something otherworldly. That said, I haven't been sleeping very well. working extremely odd hours just to finish all of my tasks. So perhaps there's a more mundane explanation for this. Buddy, I just sent you the Cosmos Most Fire mixtape, and you're trying to explain this away? That's more than bad sleep. I actually have gotten the impression that you're in a very similar situation to me. For all I know, there's more than one outpost like this, an operation like this, you know? All working independently. If that is the case, I wonder if they experience similar things, or if this place is unique in its connection. As much as I'd like to start saving for the larger purchases, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a backpack because it's going to make clearing out the Trash Kingdom so much easier. And until then, yeah, it's just a lot more garbage bag rolls. Oh, max cart. Yeah, we can bring in an entire friggin' 3D printer the size of a room, but the backpack, that's all we can do. Oh, great. Anybody up for a late night tower climb? Actually, you are coming with me. Stupid, no good tower, well... Although, to be honest, I would much rather this happen now than much later on when we're really desperate and need to get something out quickly. That red blinking light, it always creeps me out on the way up. Yep. All fine. Let's just continue having a look then, I suppose. Not even an address, it's just user. And I remember what the message decodes to, nothing else. But look outside. We've got to get out there. Gotta get out there now. I don't know if I was fast enough. What? Nope, not that camera. Photos. We were just too slow on this one, but before that... That's all we've got. Also, this is me finding out you can zoom in on photos. That is so cool. Look, it's all like pixely and there's artifacts. But to me, the rear of that thing looks distinctly triangular. Now, I know from you guys from earlier seasons, look, in amidst all these pound signs, you'll see just one little bit of readable text, in this case an I, and if you were to go through these in sequence, you would find that they come to look outside. I never would have figured that out, you guys told me. So now when I start seeing these things, I know our friends are trying to get our attention, communicating with us directly. Maybe we haven't burned that bridge. Of course, there's always stuff to do around here, like eat pizza and clean. Really, the list of chores is never-ending. Oh my. The way this game just expects you to return to normalcy Not that it expects you to, but that there's nothing else you can do. It's not going to validate you with a chase or a fight for your life. You'll be literally contacting creatures from another world one moment and scrubbing windows the next, because you've got to fill the time somehow. I think some of you new viewers are probably starting to notice a pattern now, which is that this is a game where nothing happens until a lot happens. And then you go back to nothing happening until something can catch you off guard again. It's just programmed into me. No matter how many times I hear it, that noise will always scare me, even in the virtual night. Although it is the real night for me as well. Well look, I do have to go to Tango anyway, and I really feel like I've neglected exploring that corner of the map. So today we're gonna go out there, but we're also gonna spend a decent amount of time just trying to see what's over there. You know, take the scenic route when we can. Yeah, no, there it is, that little glimmer out in the hills. It's consistent. I wish I could zoom in a little farther. I am so curious. It's just like, it's literally an artifact on a low-quality security camera, and yet I can't stop thinking about it. It taunts me. Oh. This weather is not going to make the search easy, but it will certainly make it interesting, atmospheric. Let's go for it. We've got a lot of things, a lot of towers down, a lot of reports to collect. Let's listen to this gas giant. Ooh. Oh, there is something very interesting coming through. In fact, something very triangular in shape. Just a whole lot of warbling, probably what you'd expect from a gas giant, right? Oh man, this is the kind of day where you just want to stay inside and do nothing, huh? I used to live for these days as a kid. Those rainy Friday afternoons after school, you come home and watch Cartoon Network Fridays and read scary stories. But there's a lot of things I want to do in the great outdoors today, and I'm not going to let the rain hold me back. So what I'm going to do is hold as many, two garbage bag rolls is all I can carry with me, even with the backpack. Or, oh no, you know what? I had totally forgotten. The way the backpack works is we drop it on the ground, and then we can put stuff in it. I mean, that's only gonna amount to like another 2, but it's something. This is the kind of rainy day that anyone who's experienced one can just see this representation of and smell it, huh? I mean, I would love to see this become a genre, and I know it's not an easy thing to do. Because you have to get all the little subtleties like this. But any game that can put you into this mindset where you feel like you're there, like you almost remember these experiences as something that happened to you on the job, that's really special, and it's about all these nuances. This new terrain really does just change the whole experience of being in the game, doesn't it? Like, every time this game feels more real, it also feels more relatable. And tell you what else is relatable is the unseemly amount of trash just kind of left at this area. See, things like this and the statue make so little sense to me. Like, what is the history of this place? I mean, obviously this operation must have been going on for decades, but stuff like this suggests a more public park. There doesn't seem to be anything in the trash cans. Well, maybe we can change that at some point. We don't really have time at the moment. But maybe we can turn this place into a tourist hotspot yet, huh? Have you ever been to, like, an abandoned campsite? There's something so strange about it, where, like, you can almost hear the echoes of all the memories that were made there at some point by people who had no idea what that place would eventually become. Now, if we have a peek across the river, we can see a fence pointing to a restricted area. And something in the water. Oh, you know what that is? Hang on. Let's turn the flash off. Wait. Gotta get used to these new controls. You know, the one that was added. Well, that doesn't look good, and I'm gonna want to keep away from it, considering there's cancer meds as an item in the store. A very expensive item, too, and this doesn't even take place in the US. Look at that, they even fenced off the inside of the log. They really thought of everything. Hang on, anything here? Come on, you say I can climb it. Man, the low mist hanging over this whole thing, the thick trees and tall grass. Feels like I've wandered into Jurassic Park Site B or something. If there's a hill over here, maybe we can see what we're up to. Yeah, not really. But this fence is unjumpable, meaning this is the true edge of the park. Now, this has been here for a long time. For the longest time, I had mistaken that fence for the edge of the park. Did you just... I swear I just heard like a second set of footsteps. Oh, it's trees. For a second, I thought I was looking at some great stone monolith or slab or something. The fog, it just sort of looked that way. What is this? There's that symbol again. That's the same one we saw on the Transformer. It looks like people were lined up against the wall and, like, sacrificed or something. I wonder, can we light a fire in the fireplace? No. Well, this is something. God, Urbex and Voices of the Void. Can we climb on the roof? No. I lost my hook in my panic earlier. But we can make it up here. Doesn't seem like there's anything, though. This would be creepy enough on its own, but the fencing, the restricted area, suggests that whoever runs this place knows about this and has walled it off. I think maybe this is something even I'm not supposed to know about. Okay, we'll review this stuff later. I've got to get back to my ATV. We do still have a job to do after all, remember that? My job is starting to feel increasingly important. Right, hop. And where actually did I leave that ATV? Ah, there we are. God, this item is so cool. Oh, hey. I guess every pool needs a jacuzzi. There's something here. That looks deceptively deep. Hang on. Okay, there's gotta be something there, right? Hang on. Oh no. Oh no, I'm being pulled in. I can't swim up. Why can't I swim up? Wait, am I being weighed down by the stuff that's on me? I'm being pulled down. And now I can? Wait, I made myself fall. Something strange is going on. Okay, I can claw my way up from the side. God. That was really weird. I don't know if you're actually weighed down by the volume that you're carrying, but I pressed the pratfall button and suddenly I just rose to the surface. It seems like there's a lot to do underwater now, which I guess was the next big thing since they added caving. Oh, by the way, we're gonna get to that. Thing is, this mysterious pixel that I'm looking for, it could very easily be something as simple as that rock right there. But I don't know, it just stood out so much. And now I can't stop thinking about it, but hey, I guess in a line of work like this, not all conspiracy theories can be true, especially the ones I came up with based on a pixel. It's not the least a nerd has ever speculated on. Oh, but we're in the right area anyway. We had to come over and check on Yankee, because it's down. Meanwhile, are there any mysterious glyphs on the roof of this transformer? In fact, it's just the one I was looking for. I was joking, but there actually is. I've just thought of something. At some point, we should check the exterior of our base. I mean, is it possible that whatever that is, it's done by someone to mark whoever was inside? Now there's a thought. I think I just found me a note. Could we learn about what happened to the people who were here as well? I knew this all had to hide something. Hang on. And do not forget the coolers. They're quite expensive, so I found a way how to assemble them by yourself. And you will need 2 accumulators, 4 metal parts, and 4 sets of electronics. Scrap of metal, you can find some for GPUs. You will figure out how to assemble. Yes! Okay, this is exactly what we needed! Yes, all the mysteries we're uncovering today, but this. The secrets to good crypto mining. I will take that. God, how many garbage bags has it been? And this is what we've gotten so far. Absolutely insane. Somebody must have made a concerted effort to pile all this up here. And it kind of makes me wonder if maybe they didn't have a good reason. I can't imagine they did, but it makes it seem like they had one. Who knows? Maybe I'll find out that it was some kind of protection spell that was warding off the germophobic ghosts. I kind of feel like I'm a germophobic ghost at this stage. Alright, just did a cowl, and it looks like everything is good for tonight. This has been a pretty successful run. Seems like we're bookending this trip with rain, rain, and more rain. But that's alright. It's the end of the day anyway. This thing has actually fueled itself up during the trip, saving us a fortune. And we should be teed up to receive our good boy points either tonight at midnight or tomorrow night. Either way, things are getting better for us in huge, huge ways. Aww, the Darwin stuff despawned. Except for the extra stuff we got him. Well, you know what? Why don't we just grow ourselves our own Darwin? That's right, I'm talking about a bone farm. And you know what? If memory serves... Oh, I'm gonna need some coffee, by the way. If memory serves, I know just where to find some. But we're gonna have to have another look in the basement. I swear these lights are on every time I come down here, and I swear I turn them off every time I go upstairs. Also, it sounds like Jumanji is hidden in the walls somewhere. I'll tell you what else is hidden. The bones of a former coworker. And from you, a new Darwin shall arise. Do you guys like the drama of all that? How the announcement of my horrifying art project was punctuated by thunder and lightning, even though we're in the basement? Now, some of you guys have been telling me that this thing can be operated in a pretty cool way. Now, I had assumed that we would use gas to use it as a crematory. Some of you guys have been saying it works the opposite way, that this thing is finally used for coal and can maybe even be used to make gas. I'm still not quite sure about that, and honestly, I still don't have a tremendous amount of use for it. But I'm sure I will at some stage. Some of you guys said I should use these to cremate the mannequins, get ahead of whatever problems may arise, but you know what? I kind of like it this way. It seems like in this part we're really embracing the insanity of this job, not letting it consume us like our coworkers. No. We're becoming the insanity. We're becoming part of this place. This thing, oh my god, the frequency actually went all the way down to nothing. Now, we have to be extremely careful here to make sure that the correct reports go out, because anytime you're holding more than one piece of paper, there's always the possibility that the wrong one gets attached to the box. That happened to me last season, and some quite embarrassing literature got sent back to base in lieu of the hash codes. That's quite impressive, if I do say so myself. Hang on, wait, can I... I'm a magician. Okay. We're moving you into a place where you're going to be present in my mind more frequently, but also you... Was that just you? More and more, I'm starting to feel like I'm being haunted, like inside my own base. Did I just place you haphazardly, or... You ever have one of those moments where you decide you're just going to sleep with the lights on? I mean, I don't think I'm going to do it, but still. Let's just distract ourselves with some cleaning, shall we? You know, the last thing I really want to do is be cleaning this window with my face against the glass after whatever happened a couple nights ago, or last night. I've honestly lost count. What day is this? Like day 13 or something like that? Only like 40 more to go. Unless, of course, more have been added. You know, all I'm thinking, staring out onto the stormy night now, is about the fact that right at this very moment, what did I just see? That this cabin is also out there, just in the dark, unobserved, being rained on. I wonder what goes on in a place like this when no one's looking. And that's why in the next part, I think we need to start expanding our surveillance network. We have a camera up on the windmill for general purposes, for looking at the skies and for anything big that might be happening, for lights. But we have nothing on stuff like this. And I can't help but think it's... gotta have plenty of secrets to hide, right? Maybe I will get the storm filter. Hang on. I'm really paranoid about the power. Looks like we're still okay. Our money's off being made, but I am really curious to see what this thing is. We can hardly tell what that is, but of course I'm primed to see a triangle with a dark gap in the back that I could only speculate to be an engine nozzle. Then again, there is some strange other shape towards the left side here that could indicate something else, or ooh, maybe even a pair of them traveling side by side. I actually think at this point that it would be a good idea to get the spectrogram visualization. It's only 50 points, and that'll allow us to actually see an image from the spectrogram, as you know the name would imply. And sometimes there's a third factor hidden in that as well. Look at that shape just hovering over the TV in the background. Seems fitting, doesn't it? I just never seem to sleep, do I? Even when I have all the opportunity in the world. That's the nature of this, isn't it? You're kept awake by your own curiosity, your own excitement. Which is quite an evolution for such a boring job, huh? I can't stop thinking about that cabin in the Forbidden Zone. Seeing that same symbol there that we already saw on the Transformers, including the one where somebody claimed to have seen something horrific. And now getting taps on our window in the night, a cough from behind me in the dark. This is starting to feel more like a haunting than an alien invasion, or, I mean, heck, what do you even call both simultaneously? All I know is I've got my computers and I've got my camera, and I can't wait to investigate further. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.